Sketchbooks. An artist's sacred journal. Today I'm going to take you guys through a tour of my sketchbook and show you all the projects attached to some of these sketches. Let's start at the beginning. Alright, let's open this thing up. So we can see from the date here, obviously I started this book in 2023. This was done over the course of about a year. So just some crazy penguins, a flamingo, some graffiti to kick it off. Next page we have my Bebop sketch. Super fun. Did not use this for anything, but I do love drawing Bebop, so maybe I will paint Bebop soon. Some fun pigs. Got a goofy looking horse. Never ended up doing anything with these particular sketches either. Same with these, just for fun. You can see I got this kind of tiger samurai with some little ninja kitties, maybe a mouse here. Not really sure, just kind of goofing around with shapes. And speaking of shapes, this page was a shape study that I did where the characters were, I drew these random shapes out, colored them in, and then had to make faces out of them. I will try to find pictures of the before where they were just shapes and show you what I did afterwards. Here, I remember this was a vacation. I went to visit, me and Lisette went to visit our buddies Mike and Christina. They had a beach house. So while we were at the beach house, I drew these up. Super fun mermaid, shark, a little octopus, tiny little fish here. Just a playful interaction between the characters. All right, so these ones. This page here, I remember I used this character to do my Jaeger bomb wall with queso. There is a full-length video on that, so feel free to check that out as well. And this character here was used for a daycare mural for the entryway to Kids Lane Daycare. And there's also a full-length video on that one that you can check out as well. On this page, I actually tattooed both of these characters. I remember this was just a quick doodle. Kind of feeling a little nostalgic thinking about the old Nintendo video game controller. This was just a super goofy pigeon. I do remember making a short format piece on this, of this weird pigeon. And this is spray paint on the page. We will get more into that later. Such as the next page. Spray paint. Speaking of spray paint, I know I made a short form piece for this as well. So basically what I did for this was I created a gradient of spray paint across the page and then layered the line work on top of that with paint marker and then used acrylic black paint to go around everything. And you could see that these pages are pretty thick and durable. We'll get more into the sketchbook that I'm using in a little bit. I do want to talk about them. You can see here some more spray painted pages, little tribute to the Ninja Turtles. Some of the paint kind of comes off. You could see it chipped onto her face here, but these things happen. It's just a sketchbook. These aren't meant to be grand gallery pieces or anything like that. Just fun sketchbook pieces. Okay. I remember these pieces from Inktober of 2023. I'm not a fan of doing Inktober, I'm not going to lie. I tried the past couple years for the word golden, thought it would obviously be funny to do a golden girl, and then I remember missing 3 days, it looks like in a row. Toad, map, and drip just kind of made everything into one page, or one page here with 3 different things on it. Once I realized I wasn't staying with the course of how they do their Inktober and I was missing days, I just got frustrated. So yeah, I decided to drop it. It looks like I dropped it right after this page where I went to draw a fun penguin with some graffiti supplies such as spray paint and a roller. And I did use this for one of my murals. There is a full-length video on that, so feel free to check that out as well. There's a Triceratops spray painting here, and I did use this for one of my tattoos. Changed it up a little bit and made it with a slice of pizza, but super fun piece. My Krampus. I actually plan to do something this month with this Krampus. It will probably be a live on Twitch where I want to do a fully colored digital painting of this Krampus. So keep a lookout for that. This character here, I do remember tattooing this. Very fun day of tattooing my unicorn with a cheeseburger. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody on YouTube requested this to be drawn. So I was, for a little bit of time, or for a moment in time, I was taking requests on YouTube and drawing what people sent in. And here are some other ones. Somebody said shark. So we got the shark here. We got, I don't know, I guess a raccoon that I was drawing here, like a ninja raccoon fighting octopus tentacles. Yeah, I had some weird requests, but always fun. The weirder, the better. Okay, so this page here, this was my Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein done in my style, and this was for a project for the Purgatory. There's a long format video out on this page where you can see how I changed the sketch into the finished mural. Always cool to see that transformation. Here were some more. You could see the pages kind of started smudging together. There's all these smudge marks in the face, but this was supposed to be, I think, a bear selling ice cream is what the person wrote. And then someone said a graffiti octopus or maybe a spray painting octopus. So this is what I came up with for that. I did get to tattoo this Mario. I have yet to tattoo this Earthworm Jim, but I'd really love to. Some of my favorite characters from earlier video games in the 90s that I loved playing. Super Mario Brothers and Earthworm Jim. Great video games. Maybe I'll paint this or do something with this because I still really like this sketch. Here's some random ones that I never posted. It was kind of, you could see on a nostalgic kick of like early Nintendo games. We got Zelda and we got Princess Peach here with a peach. Anyways, moving on. This was just a fun layout of all my just different styles of my name just written all over the page. So very fun play with letters just to see how it would take up a page in just black and white. This was fun. This is kind of my Mickey Mouse interpretation. Little Disney shout out with the name Woke, of course. Disney font with kind of a rat instead of a mouse, just decaying. You got this frog one. I was supposed to paint this. I never ended up painting this, but I want to keep my name kind of simple. Just have a cool character. Turn the book this way for you guys. You can see some more layouts of my name. I think I used this one for my Darkwing Duck, and I don't know if I ever painted this, but this was definitely during my monochromatic series. Oh, we got some more horizontals. I do remember using the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Quasimodo, for one of my monochromatic series as well. And I used a portion, I remember using this A for my Scar from The Lion King, another monochromatic piece. Very fun stuff. Shout out to Enzo. This is my pup. Little shout out to Enzo. And a goofy little, I guess, pigeon or bird just hanging out, ready to roll a wall and get painting. Should put this guy up on a wall. Some more random characters that I drew. I think I drew these on a plane on the way to a convention in Tahoe. I'm pretty sure, I know I did a lot of plane drawing around this time. These were drawn on the plane, I remember that. I had a lot of fun with these. Just cool to see like different styles interacting with this one. Kind of a little bubbly throw up there. Different style A, kind of a cursive K. Got the crew shout out there. So I remember drawing this one at breakfast in Tahoe. I went down to get some breakfast and just decided to do a little sketch while I was eating. And yeah, never did anything with these characters either. So maybe I'll paint these guys. I did a similar monkey that was kind of based off this rough, loose idea, and that was painted at the Hartford Jam. We got Zaid, my nephew. These were kind of just random sketches I wanted to do of my nephew. Blue color pencil, super fun. I know I say that a lot, but they're all super fun sketches. Where did I do these? kind of random, but 1 year later, I remember we were back on vacation with Mike and Christina at their beach rental property that they rented for the weekend, or for the week actually. And Lisette and I went up for a day, and I was inspired to draw a flamingo and a fat little hippo in the water. And then the next day, I drew these up, and I remember getting a really nice shot of this sketchbook on the beach with these characters. And these would be fun to tattoo, or paint, or both. I gotta make a coloring book, so stay tuned. There will be, you know what, maybe if I don't end up tattooing, these might become a coloring book piece. Who knows? More random sketches. I did these in my backyard one day, and I thought it'd be funny for the toucan to obviously have toucans. That's why the arrow's pointing, and the panda is just overwhelmed with the pandemonium of this toucan. I do remember tattooing this. I used this squid as a tattoo. This was just kind of background stuff that I threw in there. Okay, my Catwoman and my Harley Quinn. I painted both characters, but pretty different from what I drew here. These were just kind of loosely mapped out. And then I eventually painted Catwoman on a wall, and on another wall I did Harley Quinn. And there are long format videos of those out on YouTube, so be sure to check them out. These are tattoos, classic Navy tattoos, the pig and the rooster so that you float, something like that. I'm messing this up, but yeah, anyways, sailors get them tattooed on their feet, so I did end up tattooing variations of these characters that I loosely mapped out. Nice little zebra and a rhino. This rhino, I remember this was kind of based on the rhinos that are in the original Robin Hood cartoon from, I think that came out in like the 50s. I could be way off on that. But yeah, more random characters. Man, I really got to make a coloring book. Guys, stay tuned. This might all become a coloring book. Never did anything with these characters, so I should do something. All right, you could see the spray paint does not bleed through. And like I said, we'll get into this sketchbook in a little bit. I do want to tell you guys way more about this product, but yeah, you can see it does not bleed through. The pages are super thick. The only time I had bleed through is when I used Sharpie. Most of these were different markers, but on this page, I saw a little bit of the Sharpie bleed through, but that was from pressing too hard. But for the most part, you don't get a lot of bleed through with this. So here is a woke piece I did. There is a short form video out on this. This was done with spray paint, sprayed the page green, did the outline with some acrylic paint markers. I'm not going to shout out a specific brand of paint markers because I use so many different types to do so many different things. So my best bet is just check Amazon, really, or if you have the money, splurge on some more expensive ones. But I just check Amazon and use whatever I think does the job best. And then acrylic blue paint. I think that was actually from an old airbrush bottle of paint that I had. You can see it didn't bleed through. This was mapped out for, I did a saran wrap wall in the woods. My first and only time doing a saran wrap wall. It was kind of crazy, but it was fun. This character was used for a sleeve, a tattoo that I'm working on currently. So I don't think I don't have a finished picture of this, but see where I got so far. I'll put that on the screen. Another graffiti piece that there is a short format video out on. Just used spray paint for the background just to kind of spray the page one tone and then paint markers on top of that. Okay, this was super cool to me to do like a gradient and keep the face open so that there's just a blend and just put line work where I felt it was essential. So this was just spray paint gradient on the background, and then what do we got? 4 at most paint marker tones. We got the dark red, the medium red, we'll say, the lighter orange, and then the white. And then this color looks different than this, but I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Sometimes the paint markers, you can see there's like a darker spot that matches the sunglasses. Sometimes the paint markers are inconsistent. That's why I'm not going to shout out any specific brands. Here's another piece that was a spray paint background with just paint marker on top. And before I show you more, let's briefly talk about the makers of this sketchbook. All right, so the name of this sketchbook. The makers are Stillman and Byrne. The series is the Epsilon series. I reached out to the company to tell them I was doing this video. They were nice enough to send me a brand new sketchbook as well as some mixed media paper, 11 by 14 inches. So I am very excited to create some new stuff on this and break into my new sketchbook. But yeah, if you guys are interested, be sure to check them out. And if you'd like to support me more, definitely be sure to check out my website. That's right, at woke1.com, I have plenty of merch available. I'm always trying to add more to this site, from original artwork to prints to apparel and stickers and more. So be sure to check it out for yourself. Maybe pick yourself up something today. Another way to help support and stay in the loop is by joining me on Patreon. On Patreon is where I'll always promote my deals that I have going on my website and keep you guys up to date. You can join for free or join one of the multiple tiers. There is a sneak peek tier available to see projects ahead of time, as well as a tier to get your name on the screen. So let's get back to this sketchbook, check it out, and thank those paid Patreon members now. This one really got stuck together. I don't think I gave this proper time to dry, but just wanted to have some fun with font, just throwing up some lettering. So yeah, cool to see that. Maybe I'll paint something like that in the winter since it's getting colder. And more spray paint. The goal with this was just to create a gradient and just use hollow outlines, just different variations like the one I showed you earlier that was in black and white of my name just taking up the page. So that was the goal for this one. I don't know when the blue paint got on there, but at some point blue paint got on there. But again, it's a sketchbook. It's supposed to be fun. All right. Speaking of fun, two characters I always love, Venom and Spider-Man. These are just kind of my random takes done with, what did I use? Copic? I think I used Copic markers for these. Really enjoyed this. And I do remember before I spray painted the next page I'm about to show you, the marker did bleed through with the Copics on this paper. But let's see what I did with it. I turned it into Punk Rock Spider-Man. This was done on Twitch during one of my live streams. And yeah, it was really fun. I remember one of my viewers, Juno, recommended, I said I wanted to do red Spider-Man with a pink mohawk, and they recommended a pink Spider-Man with a red mohawk. And I said, you know what, why not? Let's do it. And then I just got creative with like the purple and the green eyes. So super fun. All right, last and final page, I think. Yep. This is the end of the book. I was just messing with some side names that I thought would be fun. You can see the book ends here. But yeah, I just wrote darn real quick in font, but I'm probably never going to do anything with those names. It was just fun to try to write something different. But that concludes an entire sketchbook filled up from cover to cover. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the sketchbook tour. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.